Neil, it's great to be with you this afternoon. Um, Not Neil. I'm gonna start again. They'll edit this out. Dinesh, it's great to be with you this afternoon. You've been giving me a little bit of your background of your entrepreneurship background, your consulting background, your private equity background. We'll be very eager to hear about your work at First Outcomes, but tell us a little bit about your role there. You're the founder. How long have you been doing this, and what made you start the company?
Sure, Sonia. First, great to meet you. Thanks for setting this up. In terms of my background, born in India, but I actually grew up in Canada,
Hmm.
in the last province before the Atlantic Ocean in Newfoundland. Came to
Wow.
the US in '85 to do my doctorate in computer science. Stayed, grew up through the ranks at Deloitte Consulting. I was running their application outsourcing practice before 9/11. And after 9/11, the family said, look, time to settle down, no more of this global hopscotch and away from the family. So with a good friend of mine at Deloitte, Alok, we started a company called Navitar, and Navitar actually does vertical software for private equity and venture capital. And for those watching in the industry, it's great software. Highly recommend it. Alok is a great guy. And when Obama came into power with another friend of mine, Vineet Gulati, we started Health Expense. So Health Expense automated the HSA account distributions. That is, if you have a health savings account and you have a medical expense, we would automatically take the right amount of money out from your HSA FSA and reimburse the doctor.
Mhm.
All
Right.
right. Um, Now, Health Expense got sold to Fidelity, another great company which saw the right technology to expand its workplace benefits program. So thank you, Fidelity. And
Mhm.
I looked around, value-based healthcare was in the vogue. And I did consulting in value-based healthcare, and that's how I started health. I'm sorry, First Outcomes.
Yeah.
So yes, hard to forget all your companies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
First Outcomes, we started with the idea of how do we automate value-based healthcare? And value-based healthcare is very hard. But let me tell you, value-based healthcare is about appointments. Doing preventive care means going to appointments where the doctor performs preventive care. For
Mm.
example, making sure your blood pressure is in check. And having blood pressure, I can really tell you that that's an important thing to do. So along the way, the first thing we discovered was the healthcare practices we were working with. The number one problem was not value-based healthcare, but it was really people. It was
Mm.
hard to get good people before COVID, and COVID made it even harder. So what we did, we looked around for technology to actually handle the number one task of the front desk, which is answering the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
And when I say number one is, I've had this experience. You go to a provider to see your provider, you're trying to check in, phone rings, and they ignore you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a good thing to do.
That's
So
right.
what we came up with was a way to take the task of answering the phone call away from the front desk. Our AI actually answers the phone, and if it's about appointments, prescription refills, or why did I get this bill, or even what time you're open, we take care of it. And we do it in multiple languages. We do it in English, Spanish, Mandarin, Cantonese, and stand by, there's about 6 other languages. Languages like Farsi, for example, and
Oh,
Bengali,
yeah. Yeah.
Vietnamese that we'll be putting in place.
And so to clarify, is that answering the phone from the clinic level, or are you also doing that at a call, like a centralized call center level for a health system?
Good question. So, Sonia, it depends upon the healthcare practice.
Yeah.
For the roll-ups, and roll-ups are basically individual practices that were brought out by another larger entity.
Mhm.
Entity could be a hospital system, it could be venture capital, or it could be an individual, an entrepreneur who's decided to, it makes sense not to have one practice, but 50 of the same type of practices in the region. So what we do for those folks is we'll go into the call center. But we're one of the few companies, if you're one or two docs, we'll take care of your front end. And that's a big thing. A lot of people can make automation of the call center work. Very few people can make automation of an individual practice work. And when
That's
I say
right.
automation, I'm referring to AI automation.
That's right. That's right. So you told us a little bit about the problems that you're looking to solve. Tell us now about your solution. What exactly does it do? How could a practice, a health system avail of it?
Sure. So look, we're in an AI boom time.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been through the PC boom when I was in university, then the networking boom when I started, and then we had everybody's familiar with the internet boom.
Yeah. Then
The
there was a
great,
cloud boom. Yeah.
the great thing is you have a lot of companies, but you have great companies come out of that. Okay. So whether we're talking Cisco,
Hmm.
Compaq is now HP, right? So I feel that when you talk to First Outcomes, we're going to be one of the great companies. And I'll tell you why. A lot of people come out, they have funding, and they say, we have a great product.
Hmm.
Us, we have a great product, and we have customers who are using our stuff day and night and depend upon it. And a lot of our competitors can't say that. They say, we answer the phone. And we say, okay, now let's see you handle, somebody wants to say, I want a refill on my pain meds. They'll say, well, you have to name the drugs. And we say, why do you have to name the drugs? Or somebody will say, I want an appointment with my doctor. And guess what? That doctor isn't there and the AI doesn't know what to do. In our case, we'll look at what alternate doctors are available,
Okay.
take the
Okay.
insurance, and we'll present that. And the other thing that really excites me is our competitors see that as an end game. To us, it's a beginning. Remember, I said value-based healthcare? So
Mm.
what we're moving towards is we're actually looking at each customer against their insurance plan and saying, what metrics does the insurance plan require?
Okay.
We're reaching out to those folks. We're calling them back to set up so that they come in for appointments that the insurance plan wants. And remember, it's not just the insurance plan wanting that. This is preventive healthcare. It's
Mhm.
diabetic eye check. It's mammograms. For people like me, it's making sure we've checked our prostate, right? I'm old enough to know that's important. And of course, the dreaded colonoscopy for us guys. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So, is it just to ask, be very specific, when you're saying you're providing the solution, is it people? Is it a bot? Like, what exactly is it? So somebody calls in, and then what does First Outcomes do? What is the technology or the services set behind it?
Sonia, great question. So you caught a great thing. People talk about conversational AI,
Hmm.
and many times they allow you only to text. There's
Hmm.
no voice. We have real-time voice. That
Okay.
is, instead of a person answering the phone with talking to you, our AI talks to you. We
Okay.
do it without hesitation in real time. And I'll tell you, this is a hard problem that we solved.
So it's a
Now,
voice.
it's a voice bot.
Okay.
We don't use any generative AI, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Even though there's been a lot of progress in taming the generative AI, there's a possibility of making an error. And we don't want the generative AI to give you an appointment that doesn't exist. Okay. So we use an older technology called conversational AI, but that way everything is controlled.
Yes. Okay.
In real time, and we're able to do more than 86% of the calls. The calls we can't do, people who insist on coming in when a slot is not available. People who insist
Yeah,
on coming in to see their old doctor when he's no longer with the practice.
that's
Or
right.
when the ATMs came out, my dad didn't matter. He would go inside to the branch. He refused to use the ATM. We understand that, and there's always a place for folks like that. But I'll
So you
turn around.
escalate to a human for those instances.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay.
But I'll tell you, one of the things that warms my heart is 28% of our calls come from 10 p.m. to 6 in the morning. And why? Well, most of us, believe it or not, if we have kids, they're getting sick at night. There's something about kids in nighttime.
Yeah.
It's so inconvenient. They can't get sick during the daytime, right?
Right. And then you have to wait and you maybe take the day off from work to find the doctor. So you need answers in the middle of the night.
And that's what we provide. We allow people to actually make appointments in the middle of the night or turn it around. You have an appointment in the morning, but all of a sudden you realize, hey, I can't make that appointment. So you cancel in the middle of the night or you reschedule in the middle of the night. Things happen. And we allow people, think about how many folks are coming home from work late, double shifts, coming home at 11, 12 at night, and they say, I'm too tired to go in the next morning. It can wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing. You can cancel, make an appointment, change your appointment.
Yeah.
And now remember what I'm saying is coming next is we've already started with our first customers of calling people at times which is convenient to them because our AI voice bots are running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No, we will not call you 6 in the morning. We will not call you on a Sunday, but we will call you at times which make sense. So we'll make you calls from 6 to 9 at night, right? Times you've given us permission to call, and we'll say, look, it's time for your preventive mammogram, right? Would you like to come in? And if they need explanation, we have a team of folks who'll tell them why it makes sense for them to come in. But our key is we're letting people make an appointment when it's convenient to them, right? When they need it at the right time. So we're making people healthier. And I'll tell you, it makes the practices a lot happier because the insurance plan requires it. And it makes your doctor a lot happier because he has pressure from the practice. Get your preventive care visits in. We need value-based care done yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it. So there's a little bit of you're handling inbound appointment scheduling, intake, all of that, but you're also doing outbound outreach through some of these voice bots, primarily from a care gap closure, preventative care aspect. So I want to confirm. So you're reaching out saying it's time for your mammogram. Are you also in that same moment providing them, here are available slots and we can get you in? Okay.
Yes, that's the whole point. That's why we started out first. We need to be able to make appointments.
Yeah.
Now that we can make appointments, we can go to the next thing,
I
which
see.
handle value-based healthcare appointments. And I keep on saying that's a big name for making sure you go in for your preventive health checks.
Got it. And is it voice bot focused, or are you also, do you have other modalities, text, chat, others to reach people? There's some generations who want to get a call, and there's some who do not want to get a call at all and rather be texted.
So it all depends on the preferences. The patient already has preferences in place. So
We'll use
if
that. Okay.
they text, we'll text them. If they say call, we'll call them.
Got it.
And
Yeah, I
right.
would prefer if nobody calls me and I just get texts.
But what we found, you're most like most people. You want to call in when you want something, but you want to be texted when the practice wants to communicate with you.
That's exactly right. So tell us a little bit about results that you're seeing, KPIs that you're tracking, what sort of impact you're already seeing with this solution.
Sure. So let's start with number one, KPI. Nobody waits for the phone to be answered. The reason is we just spin up another AI bot on Amazon.
Right.
Number two, our calls on the average are 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
So you're not waiting for a person talking to you, looking at a screen. The
Yeah.
average time of those calls is 6 minutes.
Okay.
So think about if you're busy, you have 6 minutes to wait. And some practices we've been brought in because I had hold times of 30 minutes or more on Monday mornings.
Got it.
We actually, for one practice, it's funny, the CEO loves us and hates us. He said, Dinesh, before you came, my problem was the whole time on Mondays, but people could get an appointment within 30 days with our dermatologist. He says, now you came in, anybody can get through to us anytime. And my problem is 90 days is what it takes to get an appointment. I have to hire more doctors.
Because it's full, right? Your schedules are getting full quicker. Yeah.
Right? And that, what's the problem? I'm making you more money and I'm making your patients happier. What's the problem? Right?
No, it's so interesting though, because I think many health systems, even as we speak to them, struggle with that. You don't want to open up access too much because the capacity isn't often there, because then it starts looking like you have a long wait time, which isn't great either. So you have to sort of do both, improve capacity while you're opening up access.
You're right. And most CEOs of health systems would rather hire people than deny capacity. They've never had that opportunity, and we're showing them that we can add people, make it more convenient. And as I said, we have customers. We have a list of customers waiting to get onto us, and we've been doing this for now 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And our competitors are, hey, I just got funded 6 months ago, so now I have a solution. I got news. It takes time to have a good solution.
That's right. That's right. Well, this has been very helpful. Anything else you'd like to add as we close our time here?
Yeah. So when the providers go shopping for the AI solutions, one of the things I'll tell them, look, do not get those as a separate stovepipe. They have to work with your front desk or your call center. So make sure people coming in are able to give you a nice solution. We learned this the hard way, but fortunately in our year one, we had good customers who believed in us. So when we transfer the call, the person who picks it up knows everything that happened on the call. They have a transcript, they have a summary, they know what the problem is. So they're not asking to re-ID the person.
All that context is passed through. Yeah.
Right. So it's not a new call.
Yeah.
The
It's a
person is there.
continuation of the existing. Wonderful.
And we've seen that before.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you for sharing a little bit, and eager to see how your work expands and progresses. But Dinesh, thanks for being with us today.
Sonia, thank you so much. It's been great talking to you.
Likewise.
Take care.